Welcome. This is Trinity Gaia Oracle, also Trinity Gaia Consciousness. As you can tell from this title, this is going to be more of a story of you, your story. This came to me in dreams and memories, and it's been something that, say, is somewhat of a vision. So I want to paint this space for you. So you're in some kind of a grand hall, marble and stone, and it's a place of knowledge, and you're a royal, someone of renown, someone of authority, but you're like a prospect of taking in this crown as you have incarnated and you have gone through the trials to awaken to who you are. Other royals, I'm like losing the word for it, but like you would call them like dukes and counts and stuff like that. They are all jockeying for time, influence, contracts with you, and you have been in a state of vulnerability because you have been under the influence of a corrupt system that they are very muchly a part of and participating with. So every time that one of them would interact with you, they would think that you had no idea what was going on. And maybe you truly didn't in that moment. But you were connected to all of you. And they did not necessarily know that. Because your perception as this royal individual, there's like you're a queen, you're a king, you are an emperor and empress. You are meant to be their leader. They are meant to give you their fealty, their loyalty, their greed allowed them to be gotten to, corrupted, manipulated, and spread. The influence grew. Now, this has been something that didn't just happen with you. This happened in the last incarnation, and the incarnation before, and the incarnation before that. And sometimes you didn't even get to this point. That's how corrupt this particular influence is or has been. However, they are not the royal. They are not the queen or the king. They are not the emperor or the empress. They are not meant to hold that mantle of power. It is yours. You are specifically made for that. And you make it your own. So they saw you as easy to manipulate to their greatest advantage. You're at the point now where it's like the final hearings, the final decisions, the finalizations of everything. Everyone has gathered in this grand hall and they are all in attendance, and it is your time to speak. You are arriving late. And this is by design. This is by design. They cannot proceed without you being there. And when you walk into this space, they can feel the difference. You're no longer asleep. They feel that. And they shift a little bit. The room gets really quiet. All eyes are on you. They start talking amongst one another under their breath, eyeing one another, likely communicating. And you have guard with you. You have a guard with you. You have protection. And you wait, and the space gets quiet, silence. And then one of them arrogantly prompts you. You take your deep breath, and you collect your thoughts. You organize yourself as you solidify the decision that you're making. You have connected with Source, all of you, the divine. You know your truth. And you're at the head of this table. And they all think that they are deciding your fate, that they're actually pulling your strings. And that has been something that they've decided that even if you are awake, they have too much control. They have their hooks in too deep. You couldn't break free even if you wanted to. This is what they are telling themselves. And when you stand, you don't stand alone. In that moment, every undercover energy, every angel, every ancestor of their lineage and your own that has been observing what has been going on, that has taken account of everything that was said and done, whether they thought it was private or not, it was seen. All of these individuals that have taken stock. And I say their lineage because their lineage, their ancestors, do not agree with what they've done. And they have been keeping very close tabs on the descendant that's sitting in the seat of power in that moment, that's supposed to be representing all of them. All of these beings suddenly become visible. They're no longer cloaked. They're fully present. It's not just silent in this room. Energetically, it's chaotic. There's no sound, but the energy is shock. They're going through in their mind damage control. Is there any way out of this? Because they know shit just hit the fan. They know what's happening. And their heart rate, perspiration, they're in fight or flight, but they can't move. And you speak. The divine will honor whatever your truth is and do what the divine wants to do. But the divine will let you be heard and will honor your words. You're aware of the presence, the pressure in this space. Your palms are sweaty because you know that their entire future rests on this moment. You can influence it one way or the other. You could go down to their level. You can play dirty, or you can go to a higher vibration. You can reach for a higher ideal. You could do anything. But in this moment, you look around and you look each of them in the eye, unafraid, and that scares them. Because they haven't seen you do this entire time. You didn't have this confidence, this knowing. And they realized that, well, they thought that you were prey and they were successfully hunting you. You were hunting them the entire time. You knew the entire time. And you take stock You allow the divine to be seen through you. For them to know that how they treated you, what they were doing, was witnessed by the divine. And you're aware of this being that has such an incredible amount of love, not just for you, but for each of them. And you hurt. You're saddened for the divine mourning everything that they could have chosen to be that they didn't choose to become. You recognize that all of them wanted horrible things for you, and they would have danced over your demise. They would have celebrated your ending and their gain. Again, that they didn't have empathy or compassion. There wasn't mercy in them, and if it presented itself, it was actually cruelty redressed as mercy. It was an illusion. Knowing all of this, you say those very things. You had no empathy, no compassion. You had no mercy. You have had the loving guidance of your ancestors and your angels at every turn, and you chose not to listen. You chose greed. You chose cruelty, things of the world. You chose to be apart, to step further away from the divine, from love. Everything that you had wanted from me, karma demands that it lands on you. That is the very basis of what karma is. You have a karmic debt. You are all karmic. You let that sit for a moment. You let it sink in. What they are now facing, what they have created for themselves, that they were wanting for you. And there's still silence, but energetically, they are running through numbers in their minds, weighing decisions of how best to damage control this and spin things. All of it is seen, every bit of it accounted for, but they can't help themselves. They know that it's observed, it's witnessed, nothing is hidden from the divine. In that moment, you feel their hatred for you, because they feel that in this moment, they are the victims. So they are painting you as the villain. It has been their last strategy. They all agreed on it long ago. It's why they were successful so many times in a row. The concept would be to overwhelm you with that feeling, that it would become you. And as that energy comes towards you, you do the one thing that they never thought would be possible. It was so rare, even in this realm of eons, of a turning of a wheel being a lesson bastard, hopefully. So, what, 2,000 human years? Earth years? A blink. maybe a page, possibly a chapter. 2,000 years, how many lifetimes? And you're connected with all of you. And because of that, the love that you have for this being, for the divine, and the divine aware of what is happening in this moment, and because of your complete trust, because you know the divine loves you. There is not a shred of doubt in you that the divine loves you and will not willingly sacrifice you, given everything that has happened and what they're doing right now. It is unacceptable to the divine. That ick comes towards you, that hatred, that energy designed to kill you, to cripple you, to end you. They all can tell that it's working as they want it to, until it actually reaches you. And then you shine brighter. You go supernova. You create life. You, in that moment, are an embodiment, a pure embodiment of divine love, of creation, of life. And in that moment, the light within them is fed, is reinforced. And if they didn't have any, they have it now. And they become aware of what they did. They feel what they did. They feel everything up till that moment. They become aware of the karma that they're now going to have to work through. Those that they stole from, those that they arranged for their end, the futures they stole, took for their own. All of it. They're aware. They feel it. Before, they didn't have light. They didn't feel. They had a good mask. They pretended to feel. They pretended their light was there. Now they feel. The divine has reached them through you. And they know stories, myths of a soul like yours. They're aware of why you are the queen or the king, the emperor or the empress. They know why now. And this room, in this moment, is filled with so much of the divine's love that when the light ebbs, as the hatred is fully transformed, transmuted, all of them are crying, tears, just rolling down their face. All those forces that were invisible, that showed themselves in that moment then. Not a word is spoken. The divine speaks mind to mind. Orders are given. You spoke your truth. The divine honored it. They acted. The divine passed judgment. Then you are alone. in a room filled with beings that you're just in awe of what has happened. And yet you feel so alone in a room filled with so many beings. A sense of loss kind of comes over you. When the divine is with you, your only peace, your stronghold, your anchor is that connection. It helps you to stay calm, to not project these feelings, these thoughts, to not feed them. The divine comforts you. And you are calmly escorted out of the space as they are all taken where they are needed to go. What you know is that many are being separated, they are being sent apart, they are imprisoned, or some of them, like, it's varying degrees. The divine knows, the ancestors know, the angels know. They're all being taken where they need to go for them to be able to have the highest and best possible chance of being healed, of being able to work through their karma. The room is humbled. And it's not humbled by you. It's humbled by the presence of the divine within you.